Oh my god, exercise is terrible. So when it comes to fitness, I've been on both sides of the fence. I have been the slightly chubby office worker, and I have been the 5-day-a-week gym bro. And believe me, jumping between one of those lifestyles to the other, not so easy, but it's possible, and there's a lot to be learned from both. For one, taking things easy. On the other hand, getting fit, it's good, but making the change between the two states, if you will, is really difficult. Going from someone that doesn't really exercise and transforming to someone that has it as a regular, essential part of their lifestyle is a big step. And it's not something you can just jump from one to the other. You need to change your lifestyle in increments to get there. And it's difficult to do that unless you have something to help you out. And for that, I think Ring Fit Adventure might be the very best game or even digital media application you could have to get fit. The core conceit of Ring Fit is, of course, that it's a game where you run and jog and exercise to make your way through quite a lengthy RPG. You'll be running on the spot and pressing in this flexible ring, which has quite a lot of resistance to push back against you. And you combine this with a whole bunch of other exercise movements, and before you know it, you have a really solid, a little bit rudimentary, but solid workout plan. Ring Fit Adventure is not only fun to play, but you can see results from it. Of course, if you want the most out of those results, you're going to need to do a little bit more than just play a game for 15 minutes a day. One of the bigger points surrounding Ring Fit Adventure is that it's not just a game where you run around on the spot. It's not just a game where you wave your arms. If you wanted to do that, well, I'm sure that you could just play Wii Sports, and I think most of us have played Wii Sports, and most of us have realised that Wii Sports doesn't necessarily mean that we're exercising and losing weight. I mean, sure, it does it to an extent, but to say that that is like either the main goal or the main outcome that you get from Wii Sports is stretching the truth just a little bit. There are, of course, many fitness games out there, including Nintendo's own Wii Fit. But I would argue regarding the usefulness or results from many of them. I think Wii Fit, for example, is a very good way of charting your fitness progress. Is it in itself a good way to get fit? I'm not so sure. Honestly, all I got from it was I hurt my shins from jogging on the spot for 30 minutes straight. In fact, one of the best fitness games I would argue has been Pokemon Go, a game that doesn't make you go running places, a game that doesn't make you go lifting weights. All it asks you to do is have a gentle stroll. This is so much easier to stay consistent with, and therefore becomes a much better method of fitness. Consistency is more important than the rest. And this is where Ring Fit is interesting, because it's a game you can play at home, in the house, and there are plenty of things in the game which make you want to return to it. We've already said that this game has a large RPG campaign, and that is, well, excellent. If it only had a couple of levels and a couple of worlds, content offerings similar to what we have seen from games like Wii Fit, I myself would have already dropped it and moved on. However, I'm going back to it. I wouldn't say daily, but I'm going back to it very regularly. And the reason for this is because it keeps my attention. It's not just the fact that I would like to be fitter, although it's a thing, that is a thing. It's not just the fact that I would like to be fitter, but it's the fact that I want to get my skill points up. I want to earn skill points, I want to fill out my skill tree, I want to go to all the different levels, and I want to unlock the items, I want to get all the recipes. It hits that gamer part of my brain, that part which wants me to go OCD and collect everything and get all the items and put them all in the right order in the right places and just fill out my skill tree, make my character as strong as possible. Collecting the gear, the equipment, the clothing, making my attack and defense better, all while putting my fit skills in order. And suddenly you see why Ring Fit becomes a consistent part of your life. because it is like a big old RPG. And anyone out there, anyone who has ever played an MMO will understand what I'm trying to say here. You can kind of get sucked into these things, but even more interesting than that is that Ring Fit understands that fitness can't stop. Like, it just can't stop when you turn the game off. Throughout the game, it gives you multiple lifestyle tips, including what kind of vitamins and minerals you should have in your diet, whether you should do walks, what sort of like stretches would be good for your body. It's really interesting how much Ring Fit actually wants to teach you about your body, including muscle groups. And this is another thing which is really important, at least from my perspective as someone that used to go to the gym 5 days a week. You know, I'm very conscious of where my pectoral muscles are, where my delts are, my bicep, my tricep, my quads and hamstrings and all that. I'm very conscious of them because having to put them under big stress when you are in the gym, it can also lead to injuries if you're not careful. This is why stretching is important, this is why understanding your body is important, and if you are working for muscle gains, understanding where your muscles are and how they work and act, it's pretty important. It's pretty important, actually. While you're playing Ring Fit Adventure, the game will say, this will work your biceps, this will work your spinal erectors, this will work your glutes, this will work your quads, etc, etc. And then, of course, it will tell you how to stretch out all those muscles at the end of the day. That is all information that can be incredibly important and useful away from the game. Not many games can claim that. It's really genuinely fascinating for me, someone that, like I said, has been in the gym so much, to see a game be so comprehensive. Ring Fit is shockingly comprehensive. Ring Fit Adventure does a surprisingly good job of eliciting muscle strain and fatigue. Not just hopping around in one place, but genuine muscle strain and fatigue. And having that muscle fatigue is really, really important, for me at least. When I wake up the next day and I feel slightly sore, I know that I've worked really hard. I know that my muscles have done something. And in Ring Fit Adventure, my muscles are doing stuff. I actually feel like I've worked out and gone all in. And I can't say that for a game like Wii Fit. I didn't expect Ring Fit to be able to really make me feel like I was working out while playing it, but I am sweating and huffing and puffing after almost every session. Admittedly, I've had to up the difficulty a little bit because my girlfriend made me feel emasculated, but that's besides the point. The point is, it's a really, really shockingly effective method of exercise, especially for those of you who are, like me, having to stay at home an awful lot right now. If you are looking for a way to introduce yourself to the concept of consistent exercise and perhaps even going to the gym later down the line, I think Ring Fit Adventure is a shockingly good way to go about it. It's not going to work miracles, it's probably not going to change your life, but Ring Fit Adventure is a shockingly effective and worthwhile way to work out. In conclusion, exercise is really good for you. Just the whole thing. Exercise is good. You just feel good. Going outside is terrible. I got a bug in my eye earlier, and I'm tired, and I had a stitch, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have shin splints tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go home and play Ring Fit from now on.